So somebody needs to give Antifa some lessons in PR and perhaps how to improve their public persona, because this ain't good. Blocking a woman with a walker who appears to be in her 70s or 80s is not a good look. This is not the way you get anyone to think you might be part of a decent group, or let alone a group worth joining. What they're doing here is further entrenching people in their view of Antifa, and that is, of course, that Antifa is a group of overgrown children who never grew up. And by shouting, hollering, waving around protest signs with unlettered slogans, and also shouting to have speakers shut down so they can't speak, this only shows you as the intellectual lightweights that you are. Whenever someone is trying to suppress political speech in this way, it becomes too obvious that they do that because they have no rational, calm, clear, concise, or logical argument against what their political opponents are saying. That is the number one reason why, in the United States anyway, why people actively engage in efforts to prohibit or stifle speech. They have no other recourse. This could be the reason why Antifa is so outlandish and ignorant in what they say as well, and why their ability to construct arguments that show their political opponents to be wrong is so lacking. Because when you silence your opponents, you don't just prevent them from speaking, you also prevent yourself from being able to hear what they have to say. You turn yourself into a prisoner of your own mind, and you never give yourself the chance to be convinced by others. I went through a long phase of my life where I did my best to drop all preconceived notions that I had. I assumed I knew nothing, and I read everything I could with a sincere openness to be convinced by the logic, evidence, and rationale that was put before me. I read everything from Marx to Keynes to Max Weber to Hayek, and I did my best to not argue with it while I was reading it. I waited until I finished to then go through why I thought they were right or wrong, and that's how you become better at defending your position. I sincerely doubt any of these people in Antifa would be able to last 2 seconds on a debate stage with a conservative high schooler, as long as that high schooler read their opponent's position beforehand to understand what they believe in order to defeat their arguments. And that doesn't necessarily make the high schooler right, but it just shows how intellectually inept Antifa is. They should know their opponent's arguments so they can destroy them intellectually. And that's the way you silence your opponents, oddly enough. You don't want to destroy your own credibility by silencing them through shouting over them or shutting down their events, because that hurts you, not your opponents. That just makes you look uneducated, ill-informed, and incapable of critical thinking. You'll want to silence your opponents by presenting arguments and evidence that is so damning that your opponents don't even want to be seen out in public again because you wiped the floor with them. When they remain silent because of that humiliation, not only have you won the argument, but you've also earned people's respect and increased the probability that more people listen to you. But this nonsense here, trying to shut speakers down and block old ladies from crossing the street and screaming in their face, that's the behavior of drunken children. And actually, it's odd in a way. In a way, Antifa has proven me wrong. I thought they wouldn't be able to go any lower than how low they've already gone. Well, I'm trying my best to learn here, and what I've learned is to never underestimate how pitiful some people can be. And Antifa has done a very good job in teaching me that lesson. But that's all for now. Like, subscribe, and share this video, and please take it easy.